Liana, a 21-year-old art student, lives alone in a small, quiet apartment, nestled in the heart of the city. Her days are simple, peaceful. She spends most of her time sketching by the window, headphones always in, lost in her own world. She rarely talks to anyone. She likes it that way. But over time, little things begin to disturb the silence. A white van shows up on her street. At first, it seems like nothing, just a vehicle among many. But then she notices it keeps returning. Same spot, same angle, parked there for hours. It doesn't move. No one gets out. One night, when she walks home, she hears footsteps. Behind her, steady and slow, matching her pace. But as she turns around, the street is empty. Someone, or so many, might or might not be there, but she couldn't see anyone. She, though afraid, tries to brush it off. Big cities are weird, right? One morning, she opens her main door to find a small package. There's no note, no delivery sticker, no name, no sender. Inside is a single sheet of paper, a drawing. It's her, sleeping. The blinds stay shut after that. She checks the locks twice before bed. She calls her landlord, voice shaking, and tells him something feels wrong. "There are cameras in the hallway," he says. "I'll check them." But he never gets back to her. Liana starts to draw more than usual. Not for class, not for fun. It feels like something she needs to get out of her system. The pages begin to fill with one recurring figure, a tall, shadowy silhouette. She doesn't remember deciding to draw it, yet there it is, over and over. In corners, behind doors, at the end of her bed. One night, just before midnight, she takes the trash down the hall. When she turns to come back, she freezes. There's a man standing at the far end. He moves a little. He doesn't speak. He just remains there, half in shadow, staring straight at her. She doesn't wait. She rushes back into her apartment, locks the door, and presses her back against it, heart pounding in her chest. That night, the sound of quiet breathing drifts through the apartment, followed by the creak of a door that shouldn't be moving, and then a whisper from inside her closet. The next morning, Liana installs a cheap spy camera just above her front door, pointing directly at it. She needs to know what's happening. When she checks the footage the next day, her stomach drops. At 2:44 a.m., the doorknob turns, slowly, like someone testing it. A figure in a hoodie leans in toward the peephole, face hidden, unmoving, as if trying to peer through the door directly into her room. He never tries to force the door. He's not there to break in. He wants her to know he could. She takes the footage to the police. They watch, nod, and give her the same response she's heard. "There's no break-in, nothing criminal, we can't do much." That night, Liana decides she's done being afraid. She leaves all the lights on. She sets up the camera again, this time focused on her bed. She pretends to sleep, one hand hidden beneath the pillow, clutching a can of pepper spray. And then she waits. At 3:10 a.m., the air shifts. The room feels colder. She hears the soft padding of footsteps on the wooden floor. Then, the creak of her bedroom door. A shadow moves toward her, slow and steady, stopping just beside her bed. She feels his breath before she hears his voice. Low, calm, too close. "Why do you keep drawing me?" She bolts upright and sprays blindly into the air, screaming as she grabs for the lamp. The room floods with light, but there's no one. The door is still bolted. From the inside, everything is exactly as it was, except for her. She checks the footage. There's nothing on the recording. No figure, no movement, no sound, only her, lying in bed. Then suddenly sitting up, eyes closed, whispering to no one. Weeks pass. She begins therapy, tries to rebuild her routine. Her hands stop shaking when she holds a pencil. She sleeps with the window open again. But one morning, as she flips through her old sketchbook, something catches her eye. A page she doesn't remember drawing, It shows her standing beside her own bed, watching herself sleep. She stares at the image, her pulse rising. The expression on the figure's face is calm, too calm. Then slowly, Liana turns her head toward the window. And there, reflected in the glass, not outside, not a stranger, but herself. Another version of her, still, smiling, watching.